U.S. State Troopers. These are the blueprints for a new house out in the Bear Valley district. Not mine, not on a policeman's salary. This is a memento. Now, ordinarily, a blueprint is a blueprint. But this one had a built-in feature that I hope you never find in your new home. It was a design for murder. Mine. You'll see it in a case called The Last Waltz.
Think of it, not this morning. I imagine he's around someplace, just going off duty myself. Why don't you ask the foreman over there? Chauncey, he'll know.
Thank you. Mr. Potter?
Oh, yes. Morning, ma'am.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Baylor.
Why, sure. I've seen you drop Vic off here at work of a morning. I hope he ain't sick.
Didn't he show up for work?
Well, no, I thought that was what you came here to tell me.
Vic didn't come home last night.
He didn't? Well, does he make a habit of that? No, of course he don't. I'm sorry I said that. Vic's one of the steadiest men I've got. He's a good carpenter, too.
Did he say anything when he left? I mean...
No. Come to think of it, I was down at the other end of the track last night at quitting time. I don't remember seeing Vic. Why don't you talk to Pop? He's the night watchman.
Well, I did. Thank you, Mr. Potter. He may have been just playing cards or something.
Sure. He'll probably be home when you get there. I'll check with the other men. Maybe he said something to them.
To blame yourself for this, Kay.
Oh, Andy. What's this I hear about Vic Baylor's death?
It's the truth. Vic's dead. Oh, you know Kay.
Sure. Hiya, Kate.
Sick, Rod. Over Vic.
Was it an accident?
Well, the coroner says he was killed by a blow on the head from a brick. And we found him under a pile of bricks. That is, Kay found him out at that new Bear Valley track.
What was he doing out there? What were you doing out there? Sorry.
No, they weren't looking for houses. I had Vic planted out there, working as a carpenter. Kay was my contact. She took him in the morning, picked him up, posing as his wife.
What were you looking for?
Well, your office got a bulletin last week. Still looking for that gang that have been looting housing developments.
Vic must have gotten close.
Well, I never got the bulletin. I've been in Winnemucca for a week.
Well, this gang has hit a half a dozen housing developments in the last year. They wait till the kitchen appliances, the bathroom fixtures, the expensive stuff is delivered in the house, but not installed. Then they truck it away. Must be an inside job trucking it away just before it's installed.
Well, it's been happening all over the country. Where do they peddle it?
Out of state, I guess.
Did you get a tip on Bear Valley?
Well, Dutton and Dutton are developing Bear Valley. John Dutton just had a hunch, so I planted Vic out there.
I think he was murdered.
But everything points to an accident. Oh, I had the truck driver in here. He admits dumping the bricks. Says he looked back, may have been a little careless about it, but he says he didn't expect anybody to be dumb enough to just stand there and let the bricks fall on him.
Well, Vic was no backward child.
Rod, didn't you add a room to your place in Carson last year?
Yeah?
You a pretty good carpenter?
Looks like I'm gonna have to be. What do you got in mind?
Goes there, you know.
Yeah, I know. But whoever put this stud in is a bum carpenter.
I put it in myself.
How am I supposed to put the door frame in when the stud's in, cockeye?
You trying to start something? Because if you are, we can step outside here and I can convince you who's boss.
Look, I just said you were a bum carpenter. I didn't say you were a bum fighter.
Well, you'd better believe I'm not a bum fighter, mister. And I judge a carpenter by the amount of wood he lays down, and you ain't laying down much.
Hey, who's the guy poking around the brick pile?
That's the sheriff from Reno.
What you doing out here?
What's the matter, make you nervous?
Oh, some of my best friends are cops.
Somebody dumped a load of bricks on one of my men last night.
You make the mistake of saying you were a bum carpenter?
It was an accident.
Hey, fellas. Give me a hand here, will you?
Yeah, what can we do for you, Sheriff?
I want to move all those bricks. See if I can find out from the prints where Baylor was standing when they fell on him.
Give him a hand, Blake.
Hey, look, moving bricks isn't part of my job.
I said give him a hand.
Okay, this time.
Hey! Don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, I've been there, just passing through.
Now, don't get smart. I might start looking through the mug file.
Look, if you're going to give him a hand, you better get started. I'm paying you $3 an hour.
No kidding, they paying you $3 an hour?
Told you I was a good carpenter.
Think I could use another man? I made a broom closet for my wife once.
Well, the foreman's a pretty nice guy, Andy. Pop, the night watchman's sort of a character, but he's likable. Carpenters around here all seem like good citizens. I just don't smell anything around here, as far as the men are concerned.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll let the fact that Vic was a plant influence me. Accidents do happen to police officers, too.
No, Vic was murdered.
Hey, don't sneak up on me like that.
Take a look about 5 paces the other side of the brick pile. You can see the tracks where the truck stopped and where it dumped its load. The marks of the bricks in the ground, there's brick dust and chips around, too.
Well, the truck driver was right. Vic wasn't there when they dumped him. Somebody crashed his skull with a brick.
And then moved the pile over here to cover it up, probably at night.
Couldn't be a one-man job.
Well, one man could do it, but it'd take him all night.
Yeah, and the night watchman would have seen him. You said he was likable.
Your jail's full of likable characters. A gang of men could have moved in 15 minutes while the watchman was down the other end of the tracks. Hey, bears eat apples?
Thank you. Boy, I'm glad to get a little air, even for a couple of minutes. I'm Ernie's story.
Ah, Rod Blake.
Glad to know you.
Pretty soft touch you got. Sitting around a bearskin rug all day, watching people.
Would you like a trade?
Someday you can write a book. Inside Grizzly. How'd you get the job?
I do this act in a nightclub with a dame. Beauty and the Beast bitch, you know. Mr. Potter caught the act one night and got the bright idea to advertise the track. Bear Valley.
You don't chance long?
So I pick up a couple extra bucks between jobs. Glad to do it. I don't know anybody around here.
Oh, did you live in Reno?
Exactly.
I'm new around here myself. How about kicking around some night? You Baxter?
I don't do the nightclub and casino bit much. Too much like work.
Oh, I was thinking about bowling or something like that. I like to bowl. Keeps you in shape. Hey, did you see them drop that load of bricks on the guy?
Nobody saw that. He was missing, and then there he was.
Oh, I thought maybe you saw it. You got sort of a grandstand seat.
Better get back to it. I'll lose my job. Hot up there, Mr. Potter. I just took 10.
Sure, relax. How you coming?
Look, you can't move bricks and build houses at the same time.
The roofers will be done and the finishers will be here ready with the built-ins before you get through.
Hello.
Ah, you interested in buying a house?
You sell it to me?
Now, Clara, you cut that stuff out. She's my daughter, Blake.
Ah, I'm glad to know you, Clara.
Hi.
Did you bring my lunch?
It's out in the car, Charles. Mine, too. Say, we got to talk some more about whether or not I want to buy a house.
Yeah.
Well, look who's here.
Come on, honey, let's eat.
Hey, Bear, save the last waltz for me.
Don't let him kid you, Ernie. Don't forget, pal, we're going bowling.
How would you like a poke in the teeth, pal?
What's the matter? Is pal a dirty word?
It is when a guy makes a pass at my wife.
I don't mind picking up a little overtime.
No overtime.
You want to ride home, or is your daughter come to pick you up?
No, I gotta stick around for a while. Now, look. I don't want you getting any ideas about Clara. She's a good girl.
That's what she looked like to me.
What?
Good girl.
Yeah, you know, I sent her to Sunday school every Sunday since she was 5 years old. I walloped her if she so much as says dime.
More kids could use that these days.
You betcha. Yeah, I got a good family. My youngest boy, Oral, he's over at the University of Utah. Studies hard. My other boy, Ewell, I guess he takes more after his mother. She's been dead a long time now. He's an artist back east. Yeah, I sure wish Ewell would come out here. I'd like to keep my family together. I just want to make it clear to you about Clara. I know she gets kind of fresh sometimes, but I guess she gets that from the surroundings where she works. She's a dancer, but she's a good girl just the same. Well, I just didn't want you to get any ideas.
Oh, I wouldn't get any ideas about Clara. Married to a friend of mine.
Ernie's a friend of yours?
Well, just since I've been on the job, I like him. Now, you don't have to worry about Clara and me.
The reason we didn't tell you about Clara and Ernie being married is, well, there's a company rule about hiring relatives.
As far as I'm concerned, your son-in-law is just another bear.
So long. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Get me a rundown on them as soon as you can, will you, Andy?
Chauncey Potter, Ernie story, Clara Potter story.
Yeah, I'm not so interested in Clara. She's a good girl. Her father told me so.
You be careful out there, Rod.
Oh, they like me.
Yeah, Vic must have thought they liked him, too. Or he never would have turned his back on whoever used that brick.
Yeah.
That was a mighty careless thing you did today, Ernie. Hey, that smells good. Mighty careless.
Tell your daughter to stop making passes at every guy she sees, and I won't forget myself.
Now, Ernie. Love her.
I get jealous, I'm liable to say anything. You know it.
I wasn't making a pass at anybody. I was just teasing you.
You didn't even see me.
Why, of course I did.
Why, sure she did. I saw her look right at you when she came in.
Okay, forget it. I guess rattling around in that moth-eaten bearskin is making me a little crazy. I won't do any more talking. Oh, by the way, you don't have to worry about Blake. He's a good guy.
I'm not worried about Blake. Ernie, I'm worried about you.
I just told you.
I think it's time that you made up your mind whether you was going to be a member of the Potter family or whether you was not going to be a member of the Potter family.
Now, Daddy, not now. Eat your dinner.
I think it's time that he declared himself.
I've already declared myself. I'm married to your daughter. But Clara and I aren't coming in on your deal.
Oh, Clara is. She's a good Potter, and a good girl, and a mighty good cook.
Thank you, Daddy.
I'm sure she's a good Potter, and she'd be a good girl if you'd let her alone.
I've sent her to Sunday school every Sunday since she was 5 years old.
You quit telling me that. You sent her to Sunday school on Sundays. Where did you send her the other day?
He just don't talk like a Potter at all.
He will.
Well, I sure hope so. This is one of the biggest business transactions of my life. There'll be trucks to be loaded, trucks to be driven. Well, even if Oral could get here from Utah in time, it's still going to leave me short-handed. I'm going to need all the help I can get.
Well, you won't get any from me.
Now, Ernie. Ernie! My goodness.
Clara, I always wanted you to marry a trustworthy, reliable young man. I'm deeply disappointed in Ernie.
Now, don't you worry, Daddy. Everything's going to be all right.
Lady, calm down so I can understand you.
I said there's a bear running loose around Donna Road. You better get out here before it kills somebody.
Down the road. That's out in the Bear Valley district, isn't it?
Yes. Are you going to talk or are you going to get out here?
Lady, that's not a real bear.
You better believe it's a real bear. It's running loose, chasing and scaring people. What's it have to do? Kill somebody?
Must have wandered down from the hills. I'll be right out. I thought you were talking about... I'll be right out.
Sounded like a shot. What happened?
Wasn't shot.
Somebody call an ambulance. You got crazy?
You don't think I shot him?
Well, somebody shot him and he's still alive.
I'll go to the car and call an ambulance. All right, you guys can go back to work. And the rest of you clear out. Go on, break it up.
Yeah, Ernie was up there dancing on the platform, putting on the show, scaring the kids. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. Maybe somebody did take it serious.
Definitely. The woman who called me up took it seriously.
The gunshot sounded like it come from quite a distance.
Yeah, what I figure is someone got excited and shot the bear, then realized it was a man. He was afraid to step up and say so.
Yeah, I guess that's about what happened.
I was at the other end of the street, not on duty yet.
Sheriff, I think I better be getting back to my daughter, Clara.
Now, go ahead. If you learn anything, let me know. Oh, I want to talk to you some more. Blake, is it?
Why? There was a gunshot. That's the whole story.
I want to see your ID card.
You don't buy that story that somebody thought he was a bear.
Not any more than I think somebody mistook Vic Baylor for a bear and killed him with a brick. But then, I know something.
You got the rundown on Chauncey?
Yeah. Well, listen to the kind of friends you pick up. Chauncey Potter, 45, conviction age 18, robbery. Federal prison 18 months. Convicted armed robbery, 3 years, Georgia State Prison. Convicted grand theft auto, served 2 years, 8 months, Michigan State Pen. There's more, but I don't want to bore you.
You're not boring me then.
Clara Potter, 21, 3 years, California Ventura School for Girls. 1 year, San Francisco Jail for shoplifting. 1 year, Los Angeles County Jail bookmaking.
What about Ernie's story, your husband?
He's clean, but listen. Oral Potter, 23, convicted armed hitchhike robbery, grand theft car, released last week, Utah State Prison.
Graduated, Chance called it.
Ewell Potter, 25, now doing 5 to life in New York State as a habitual criminal. 3 convictions, forgery.
Well, they said he was an artist.
Isn't that the darndest family you ever heard of? Son-in-law's the only one without a record.
Make another call on your phone, Andy. Put a guard on Ernie and no visitors.
He's not going to run away.
Well, this is not to keep Ernie in. Somebody tried to make a vital statistic out of him.
I didn't know all this about Clara. I knew about the Ventura school, but she said it was because her father was in the pen.
Could be that.
I thought she really wanted to go straight. I guess it's like Chauncey said. The time I made up my mind whether I want to be a member of the Potter family or not.
Look, we haven't got much time, Ernie, and I want some answers. Now, who shot you?
Clara, most likely. I was looking at Chauncey when I got it. It wasn't him.
You know anything about Vic Baylor's death?
No.
I thought you resigned from the Potter clan.
Clara recognized him. He raided a show she was in once.
Do you know what happened to him?
No, not for sure.
I had to pull the guard off and let the Potters in here. And I'd have a murder I could prove.
Don't you understand? She's my wife. I don't know for sure. I saw Baylor in one of the houses talking to Chauncey, and that's all.
That's not all.
When Chauncey, Clara got home, their clothes were covered with brick dust.
Why did they want to kill you?
Because nobody resigns from the Potter tribe. They're gathering, getting ready to hijack those appliances. They wanted me in, and I said no.
Okay, Ernie.
I kind of hate to fire him. He's a pretty good carpenter.
Hello, Blake.
I just had a long talk with Ernie.
Now, that hardly seems possible. They wouldn't let his family in to see him.
Glad you're here, Clara. You saved me a trip. You're both under arrest.
Now, you know, I never had him figured as a cop. Did you, honey?
No, Daddy.
Just a minute, Clara. Blake, meet my youngest boy, Oral.
What's the ruckus?
I'm a state trooper, Pop. I hope that thing's loaded.
It sure is, Trooper.
He's not hurt, just his shoulder.
Glad you got here, Andy. It's getting kind of busy.
Doctor called me. Something Ernie Story forgot to tell you. Pop's a Potter, too.
Yeah, he just introduced himself. Let's get this charming family on the road.
My family, what are you trying to do to my family?
Well, that closes another case from the files of State Trooper. See you again next week.